at work, but it's a slow day, and I'm permitted quite a good amount of space to think and reflect. And this video is for people who are recovering from the CPTSD, who had covert Narc parents. And I'm going through a massive revolution in my life because of the therapy. Just haven't stopped healing myself. And the hardest part, and this one thing I'm about to say in one sentence has taken me a long time, and I'm not a weak person. It's taken me a long time to see it fully, because of all the complexes in my mind, all the things in my unconscious, the messages that I'm reprogramming, and I hear them come back, and then I reprogram them again. And knowing, your parents are supposed to be like God in your life. Like, I'm not saying literally, I'm saying psychologically. They fed you, they nourished you, they put shelter over your head, and it makes them seem so powerful when you're so small physically and emotionally, and they're so big physically, perhaps not emotionally. But if you had covert Narc parents like mine, who were batshit crazy in denial land, and they were able to convince me and the community that they were, successful, even psychologically healthy, philanthropic people. But if you really resonate with what I've said, if you're in a similar experience and you've really looked deeply into delusion and denial and how those can work in the psyche, you'll know without a doubt in your heart that it's true. And that's harder because you have to look at your heart in the light of the truth, and even that will hurt. And that's a part of self-acceptance, and it's a really shitty burden that comes with healing from CPTSD, from covert narcissistic abuse. And that simple observation is that my dad is a creepy, emotionally creepy, pathetic loser who is really behind the curtain, is looking at me as a source of narcissistic supply. He is a desperate junkie who's waiting at every turn, at every corner, to put me down, to kill my joy, to drink my milkshake, as Mr. Richard Grant in Spartan Life Coach puts it. But this is my pain. This is my thing in life that I'm getting over. And it's very challenging because that's not the way that I was told, And, just to see that this person was never powerful, that this person was never, I projected a lot of things. I projected a lot of my own strengths, because there's something about me that's just always been way different from him. I have been stronger in many ways. Instead of recognizing and reinforcing that, he was threatened by that and tried to destroy it. Not only physically, I'm physically taller and I have more muscle and I have more testosterone, but in an emotional way, like I can handle shit, and I don't have to abuse someone. And I haven't been perfect, because of my parents' abuse. I have ended a lot of healthy relationships in my life. Windows of emotional freedom, I closed them, and I hurt those people because I thought I had to, because I thought that was in my unconsciousness. It was a programming, I thought that these were beliefs that I had to live by that just took over every decision I made in my life. And I'm 31, and I'm realizing how cheated I feel. I felt cheated. I don't feel that cheated now because I am healing rapidly, but still, I'm still grieving the loss of all the years that I've been living in this fucking prison in my head. Like, that's a lot to feel for yourself. And if you've experienced covert narc abuse from your parents, then, I'm sorry that you have to endure all of that. But I think it's been hard to accept that my dad's just a creepy, pathetic loser. And that's just putting it, like, straight out there. Like, I am not filtering what I'm saying. And, there are nuances of psychology that encourage you to look at things from many different perspectives. But, like, right now in my heart and in my emotions, that's all that's coming out. Like, because, it's me almost doubling down on being clear about who he is, making sure, because the guilt that comes with, because for a long time in my 20s, I was just pissed off. It was an iron hot rage. I just wanted to fucking kill. I never did. I've never acted. I felt a lot of extremely violent emotions all my life, but I've never ever committed an act of violence on anyone. I just learned how to internalize it, unfortunately, and at least control myself enough to not become an alcoholic, not buy a gun, not, get in a needless argument with anyone. I've always been very, like, probably too avoidant of conflict, even though I was able to know that I was feeling violence within myself, and I've been working out for a long time. And I've always been pretty assertive, except in certain situations, because of the programming. But, so there was, I just knew that I was angry at him, and that response, that fight response, the offenses, also reflects in my mind how I perceived him. I thought he was this, all-powerful, all-knowing person, because, again, child parent relationship. It's hard when someone does all those things for you. You think you should be so grateful, but once you, and this is a controversial subject, once you realize what actual good parenting is, you can redefine what your feelings about how grateful you should be to this person, because you realize if they're a good liar, if they're a good covert narcissist, think about it. If they don't give you food and clothing and shelter, they're going to look like a shitty parent. Everyone around them is going to realize it, and then their act will be exposed. So they in their head, it's almost like they contemptuously give you what you need so that, no one reports them for being an abusive fuck like they are. And, And then behind all that, behind what people can see, behind what they can predict about social behavior and culture and societal behavior, they get away with it, whatever they can to drive their insecurities straight. It's like they're vomiting. Their spirit, their soul is vomiting shit into your clean, young, virgin vessel. And that's you. That's your right as a person on this fucking earth, despite anything that they've ever done to you. It's your right to just be a human and to have human wants and needs. Especially once you become a legal adult, it's like there's literally nothing they can fucking do at that point. Even though you should have had far more people backing you before you turn 18. Seeing so it's very hard to change that perception of them as this. And like I said, I was so pissed at my dad for a long time. And that's because my anger was taking over me. I couldn't really go into sadness. I had to break through my anger. It was like a fucking mountain. I spent all of my 20s running long distance. I ran a half marathon. I played heavy metal. I did scream therapy. I did lots of anger meditations. Did lots of things just to get through my anger. And I probably didn't have to be that angry that long, but the point is that I'm here now. And then once I it really became clear just how fucked up those people were. I started grieving, and I started actually getting into sadness. And then it's like a whole other thing where you get to take off the mask. You get to see behind the curtain, but it takes a lot of inner courage and confrontation, but also a lot of cunning ability. to just say, look, this person is not who I've cut them out to be, who they've cut themselves out to be in my eyes. Like, this is not who this person is. And I was so angry, and I just saw him as this powerful, like, enemy that I just can't defeat. And now I'm 30, I'm a lot stronger, a lot wiser, probably too wise for someone my age, but not too wise. But like, I just see a pathetic, insecure person who's every moment of joy I ever wanted, that I pursued in my life, that I wanted to affirm with my loving clan around me, because that's what humans do. They want to share and celebrate together equally, not one on top of the other. Because that's how a family should treat you. That's what a good, loving, that's a human clan. That is a biologically, psychologically functioning human system right there, as when everyone's equal. I mean, yeah, you need to have some leadership sometimes, but the better parents aren't fucking hypocrites. The better parents lead by example, not by command. And, yeah. So it's hard. It's hard to, for me at least, to stop being angry and be really honest. Like, they're part of my heart is begging me to just be honest. To just let go of some false pride, perhaps, and really, like, who am I? Like, there's no one I'm trying to impress anymore. There's no one I'm trying to be the right person for. I'm not trying to be in the right psychological state so that people will like me. That's because that was part of the codependency that I'm getting over. It's just flat out honest, like, what's going on, and it's not dramatic. It's not a thrill ride. It's certainly not a Disneyland scene. It's not exciting. It's not intriguing. It's just flat out, this person is drowning in a pool of their pathetic, toxic shame. Is all that they are. Every moment that they breathe, every movement they make, every synapse in their fucking brain is neurotically and obsessively and violently driven to hurt the people around them by means of intimidation, by making themselves seem a lot stronger than they really are on the inside and on the outside. And realizing that that's false. And seeing that this person is so weak and never really was a threat in the first place is, as a child to that, it's very humbling. And you also have to remember that if you see them in their mind, if you think they're attacking you in your mind, if you actually do have a break from reality, I was doing that for a while. Like, he's injected his shit into my head, and now he's still controlling me, even though I'm living across the country 3,000 fucking miles away. Yeah, it's that's actually not him in my head. That's my unconscious. That's the programming, because my brain works in language. And really, he's back where I'm from, drowning in toxic shame. He's not hurting me anymore. He can't. My conscious mind is strong enough to end the relationship, and I've done that. And now I'm on the other side, and I'm putting all of my life force, my life energy, into making up for the damage done. I'm left alone, without my clan, who claimed to love me, who made me believe that they loved me and that they had my back for so long. But no, the reality is that I'm on the other side of it, and I'm doing this on my own. I mean, I need to connect to people, but it's really hard to find the right kind of people who can help you with these kinds of issues. And I have a friend that I'm talking to, yes. This person might even get, I think it's romantic at this point, but the bottom line was, I need to fucking heal. but still, they aren't me. That person is not. This is my experience of my life, and that's the whole point of overcoming codependency. The whole point of this therapy. I could have people close to me who can help me, and that's important. That's actually essential to have a safe person to relate to when you've got this kind of stuff going on, and I highly recommend that. But you are still you. You are still your subjective experience, and your experience is valid, and your emotions and your feelings, they fucking matter. Never let go of that. Never lose sight of that. Sorry, none of this is all that funny, but I'll just do-wah. Don't you remember the 90s, those Mentos commercials? The cheesy fucking lame, white as fuck. It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better, and if all you have to do if you ever need to cheer up is just YouTube Mentos commercial. Puts a smile on my face any day. So, yeah, but,